And welcome back, my dear friends. Morpheus in the house again, giving you the dose of the red pill to show you that binary option is a fantastic instrument that you're able to make money no matter where you are in the world. Kind of one of the things that I love about this is that it allows me to make money no matter where I am. I am kind of consider myself like a citizen of the world. I travel across the places. I stay at some places, for months, some places for years. Chats are open. My boy Henry's in the house. Hey, buddy. And the usual Donald is here as well. The guys that actually reached out to me through Telegram, we're working together. We're improving the statistics of these guys on a daily basis. Actually, this is something that you guys can see throughout all of the previous videos. All of them are done in live format. And I think that for like past month and a half or 2 months almost, right, that we've had only one off day, and that was only during the technical analysis. If you guys take a look, we got a fantastic freaking statistic, 100% success rate, even though I don't really usually say that, hey, it's guaranteed, but for the entire month of June, for the entire month of July, the macro statistic, the fundamental analysis that you and I do, has 100% success rate, and this is something that you guys can take a look and notice in the videos that were posted. All of them are done live, just like right now. If you click on Pocket Option link below, that's the platform that we use. It offers incredible flexibility with the expirations, right? Whether you're choosing a timer, right, or whether you're choosing a specific expiration with, just the flexibility here is crazy. You're able to set, right? If you all of a sudden your statistics show that, man, if it wasn't for like, 1 minute, if it was for like a minute and 5 seconds, you would have been in the money. You can set that up right here, right? You can set up the, um, Henry, you know what? Yeah, the thing is that my wife has is trying to a new direction in her work, and so she left, and I have three girls. I have a 6 month, I have a 4-year-old, and I have an 11-year-old, and I have to take care of all of them. So she was coming back today at 7 ish, and so she is home. I can finally leave the kids alone unattended, or not attended by me rather. And yeah, so that's why the stream got pushed back a little bit. So we're testing different time periods as well. I know it's actually better for you being in America. I mean, it's actually not bad, right? Right now it's 8 hours back instead of usually this being super early. But yeah, so today's stream is a little bit later just because of personal reasons. But this is the beautiful thing about technical analysis. It doesn't matter what time of day is. We're going to discuss, we're going to do the usual thing that we do. One moment, euro dollar, right? We usually, we take the biggest payouts, and we analyze the market with some of the indicators that we're already familiar with, but we're also going to introduce a new one today, right? Today is going to be with the envelopes, and this is actually, kind of like one of my faves. And let me activate it, right? So essentially, you go here, and there it is, envelopes, in the middle column here. Yeah, Henry, I'll always do my best, right? I mean, something serious has to happen in order for me not to be sharing my, my expertise and experience and knowledge. But yeah, I mean, I'm really, like the fact that you're appreciating this. This is really, hits home. Thanks, buddy. All right, so today we're going to talk about envelopes. There it is right here. I kind of have it set up. And we got it on 1 minute candle. And you know what? The easiest way that I can convey, so it sounded like Dr. Seuss, the easiest way I can convey that this indicator may provide you with hay. is that, well, actually, all right, let's start from the beginning. Essentially, these are three moving averages that are calculated in a very particular way. And just like, it looks like Bollinger Bands, right? I mean, look, where's Bollinger Bands? There we go. If we hide envelopes, oh, Bollinger Bands are like ridiculously small here. Okay, so there we go. We got like three lines as well. Now, the Bollinger Bands are the outer lines. This one, the one in the middle, is a moving average. Envelopes looks kind of similar, and the easiest way that I can, maybe categorize this is that you're looking at flexible support and resistance levels. All right, flexible support and resistance levels. So there's two ways. So, obviously there's, many different approaches to trading any particular indicator, perhaps, with regards to like parabolic. Some people, open position only when it changes, right? Here they buy, here they sell, here they sell, here they buy, right? But some people will trade every single candle like I do when following a particular trend. So there's different ways of trading it, but the most common way to trade um, envelopes is to think of it as a support or resistance level, right? So, when I say, hey, let's, we got a confirmed level of, let's say resist. All right, we got one, we got two, we got almost three, we got four, we got, five, I would say six. So it's kind of stretching the truth a little bit. Volatility here sucks. In Euro GBP, for some reason, why the hell are we here with 68%? But just as an example, what happens, right? What happens with our understanding that if the asset touches a particular level several times, it becomes a confirmed level of resistance or support, and anytime it touches and bounces back, chances are it's going to continue to bounce back. If it touches and bounces back, chances are it's going to continue to bounce back. But if it touches and breaks through, right, let's see if we can kind of spot that here. Yeah, with the Euro GBP right now, it's kind of sucky situation. I'm not really sure why we're still here. But let's assume that we got something like this, right? We got like a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3-point contact, we even got a fourth one. There's a little bounce back, but once it broke through, chances are it's going to continue to break through. Right, so let's leave the depressing GBP, Euro GBP, and let's take a look. All right, so if we envelopes, there it is, right? Now, when we're looking at it like this, right, it's kind of like weird. It's like, wait, what's going on? So this is where you have to go in the settings a little bit and go to deviation, right? And you can increase it a little bit to a point where it kind of starts to catch the levels, right? So, we could say something like this, maybe even a little bit bigger, right? And deviation 0.07. All right, let's save. All right, so somewhat like that. Now it looks appropriate, right? So there we go. Bounced, it bounced, it bounced, it bounced, it bounced. Kind of shifts. This is also a moving average, so we could also look at it from perspective that once it's below, it should be continuing to go below, right? But when it breaks, and by the way, right, so we got this kind of like a support level, and once it broke through, chances are we're going to see a few red candles. And look, right here we got a shaft, right here we got MACD, right here we got ADX started to rise, we got volatility spike, ATR in terms of volatility starting to rise as well. So all across the board, this was like a good signal to, definitely maybe open a position for not like for 1%, but maybe even 3%. Now, this is something that I'm being asked quite often is, Morpheus, what's the percentage? What is the amount that I should open? I usually say 1 to 3% if your balance is somewhat, on the conservative side, right? So if we're looking at, okay, $100, $200, opening a position for $1 would equal 1% if your balance is, if your balance is $100. And you might not think that that's a lot, but as I mentioned, I keep mentioning, I will keep mentioning that at the end of the month, it is something that's going to be quite massive, actually. Right, so when we're looking at, something like a signal like this, when it's like really good, I mean, we're talking about across the board, bam, 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 banged out all of them. Hold on, let's actually turn on fractal and, parabolic switched over here. Fractal on this candle showed that it's a good time, consider this. So boom, next candle happens. We got all sorts of confirmations that, hey, it's a good idea. You could have opened the $3 position here, right? Because this is like as good as they come, these kind of signals. So again, if you guys don't have the time, perhaps to, here, let me hide this, the time to set up trend levels to support and resistance levels, right? We could kind of say that there's look at this beautiful resistance level right here. Right, 1, 2, 3, kind of almost 4. On the fifth time it breaks, it broke through here. Actually, on this candle right here, I probably would have started already buying, truth be told, because we got a crossing over here with MACD at the zero line. We got shaft, we got fractal on this candle, we got parabolic on this candle. So I would have said that, yeah, man, that's actually a good idea. And check it out. Bam, right? So, it broke through. There it is. And it's, kind of says that while it's above the upper line, this is the flexible, right? We got rigid resistance level right here. But we also have, envelopes indicator, which is considered like a flexible support or resistance level. So once it breaks through, chances are it's going to continue to break through. But once it bounces back, chances are it's going to continue to bounce back. So we got, once again, let me hide it. And let's set up a support level right here. All right, there we go. See, so we got this kind of like almost like an expanding downward channel, right? Bang, bang, bang. Keeps bouncing off the tops and bottoms like a ping pong ball. All right, and it's not an exact science, as I keep saying, right? But so over here, though, it did break, right? We could actually kind of, play around with this and say that there was a support level that was coming across, right? It was about, a nice little level, position here. Boom, 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 boom. And once it broke through on this level, right? So within a trend, there's also kind of like micro movements as well. So we got this kind of like once, twice, 3 times the lady, and it broke through, and there it is. So this would have been a good signal. Once again, across the board it was, and envelopes in this case showed us as well. There it is, right? So this candle closes on the outside. On this one, you're already selling. So that's pretty much it. So we're going to do a little bit of technical analysis, what we usually do, and we're going to give today a little bit more attention to to the envelopes. That's pretty much it. That's what we're gonna do today. All right, so let's go to the current situation. What do we got? We got somewhere kind of like in the middle. Not really a lot. ADX is dropping. Oh, we got the volatility pitifully low. All right, so parabolic just switched to the top, and it says that it should be going downwards, but we got a green bar from MACD. We got the direction of the signal line and MACD going up, so I would say that I would wait, right? We kind of missed this opportunity right here. Maybe, kind of continue to sell while it's below, while it's outside of the envelopes, right? So we got this kind of interesting situation. We got a positive DI. Looks like it's about to intercept. The volatility is rising, and let's go to our usual. All right, so I don't know. Let's kind of. Oh wait, yeah, I didn't set the right time, did I? All right, so let's take a peek. Okay, what do we got? We got a buy signal across parabolic, fractal. I mean, let's run with it, I guess. Volatility is dropping. I mean, this was actually kind of a big move in comparison to the size of the previous candles. So yeah, that's actually something that gets me a little, bit hesitant to continue. All right, so it's coming close to the, upper envelope line, and I'm kind of looking at across everything else. I'm still thinking it could be going upwards, but we got this. I don't know. It's a little bit lackluster. Maybe we'll hunt down for a different currency pair after this. All right, so let's see where it closes. right? So it's even if we win on this one, yeah, we didn't win, we didn't lose, so we're going back to the first step. I would say, all right, let's test the buying some more. All right, so even though the momentum, I guess, the ADX is kind of like it shows if there is enough oomph to continue. Right now, we got three green bars from MACD. We got the signal line and MACD line pointing upwards. We got from ADX from here, it's sort of like an uptrend, right? Let's actually maybe uh, actually point that out a little bit. There we go, like this. All right, so it is, right, this long-term downtrend is now meeting an uptrend. We got crossing off the moving average here, saying that it should be going up. This kind of has me a little bit hesitant, is that nothing's really building. The opposite. It might be going sideways a little bit. Actually, if we take a look at this, we could say, kind of, I would probably say, yeah, it almost looks like a channel here that it would go upwards, but it's not, right? All right, okay, so if it's gonna bounce back, we can take a look at other indicators, maybe with regards to fractal or parabolic. But right now, this is all still keeps saying that it should be going upwards. We got a first red bar on MACD. All right, we got, maybe SHAP is going to be that. Maybe SHAP is going to do that thing where it rounds out and it touches, and there's going to be a kind of reversal. Where is it going to go? This is the next level of interest. We got a 2-point contact, so it's still upward movement. It's above the middle line, which is a moving average. Though once again the DIs are crossing, though the oomph is still, keeps dropping. So once again, I'm not really seeing anything here, and the volatility is pitifully low. So I would say that for now, GBP USD is going to have to wait. Oh, we had a really, okay, so see, when we move to divination, we kind of have to, catch most of the movement between, right? So, we could, let's say maybe even if we increase it here to a little bit more, right? So there we go. We kind of have this like one, so beautiful, kind of a resistance right here. Boom, we had it like a false breakout, but, there was definitely enough oomph right here, right? Crossing, we got a buy signal from shaft, buy signal from parabolic. It broke through, and we could have went, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of made five positions in a row with a second step martingale here in the money. And so, yeah, then it came back in and came right, crashing right through this. Same thing here. We had a sell, we got a sell, we got a sell. Volatility was decent, and I don't know, ADX was going down a little bit, but nevertheless, we can see that it kind of went through and then came right back inside again. So this is where you kind of adjust divination maybe just a little bit to kind of fit the situation a little bit better, perhaps. There we go. Well, let's see. Right now, it's still kind of a selling situation. We got SHAP that's been in the. It starts, start selling here. There was a bit of a dip and continuation. We got the ADX above the 20, but it's kind of, staying leveled. And we got volatility dropping. So, what does all of that tell us? Well, it tells me that I don't really want to be here. Truth be told, there's nothing really exciting right now. There's no kind of this fluctuation moving up and down. MACD and A signal line are, barely, a little bit above or, below each other. It still kind of shows that it's dominantly downward, but if we take a look at like a big candle right here, it's JPY, GBP, JPY. Third digit is the pip. Alright, so when we're looking at something like this right here, 16 is 769, and the highest was 942. It was also a couple of pips. It's not really something that's massive. So I don't. Okay, wait a second. All right, so we got kind of like a situational, thing here happening here. Maybe we got a possibility for a downward movement. So 5, 4. 3, 2, 1. Let's take a look what's going to be happening. All right, let's open. Oh, let's open the position, right? Let's open the position here for a sell. Though remember, once it bounces back, once it touches, bounces back, your chances are it's going to continue to bounce back. So that's why we're going to load up. The second step, martingale. Volatility is not at the lowest, right? Here was the lowest. We got these tiny ass candles, all right? So it should be going decent. And I guess that, we'll see. If this closes, and depending on what other indicators are showing, we might ride the lightning, right? We might ride this particular trend a little bit lower. Though the size of the candles already makes me think that this particular move is not for long. However, look at the ADX. Look at the ADX. That's pretty, it's rising. We got a negative DI and ADX at 23%, and we're going to be keeping a very close eye on this, and we're going to continue to open sell positions. All right, so after such a decent move, there should be a bit of a pullback. So we're looking at other indicators. We got negative DI already, kind of rounding out, and the volatility is returning maybe a little bit. So let's see what's going on. I'm still actually quite confident it should be continuing to go down, unless on the next one it's going to kind of go back inside. So a pullback is natural. It shouldn't be a surprise. I think it's, kind of expected. So after it drops out, it comes back in and continues a little bit, right? After it drops down kind of aggressively, it could come back in, and continue. So once again, there we go. All right, we're back in the green, but we'll see if that's going to be, something that's going to continue. Because we could lose by like a pip on this one, right? Yeah, we lost on this one. So now we got... All right, one second. Somebody was just dialing me up. All right, so we've, I've kind of... Somebody was calling me on Telegram. One second. Yeah, I should have entered a little bit sooner. We got everything kind of showing that it should be going upwards. I'm sorry, wait a second. I was actually looking at that it's going upwards, but, with the negative DI that it should be going downwards. We got this outside of the envelopes. Once again, I got, this kind of confirmation that it is a breakout. If it's a breakout strategy, we continue. All right, so, but we do see that it is, dominantly, once again, in this case, I would go to 7.5 and we sell again. I should have loaded that up a bit sooner, damn it. All right, there we go. So I'm actually gonna go with a second, oh no, I'm sorry, fourth step martingale. And we're still gonna keep it with 1.5 multiplier. All right, so next one is 1875. If this one doesn't come through, we got actually a really good situation happening here. You see, if I entered exactly at the, instead of I was distracted here and, here a little bit as well, I didn't follow through with the proper loadout, right? So I'm pretty sure we're going to win this one, so we're going to go back to the first step. And I'm still going to continue. 3, 2, 1, I'm going to continue still. All right, there we go. So we made our money back, right? Just think, FYI, we lost 2, we lost 3 on 750, we won. So we lost $5, but we won $6.90, right? So we're in the green. Remember, yeah, this is not really some, $100, and, at the end of the day, we got like $3,000 in pocket. My balance can't really sustain this kind of risky approach. So during technical analysis, I keep saying this, and maybe if somebody's new is watching right now, I'm going to say that technical analysis is like, rules of the road. And if everybody followed the rules of the road, the world would have been a, much safer place. But unfortunately, not everybody follows the rules of the road. So we do have a sell signal, but A whole bunch of people could start, buying right now inside the GBP and we could essentially, you know what? I would probably say that this is enough. I'm gonna wait, right? So we're looking whenever it does breakout strategy happens, it does kind of goes down in waves, right? So we had this first pullback, and I am expecting another pullback right now. We got a very, very decent kind of situation here, but I do believe that there's bears to wait a little bit. So coming back, I know that new guys might look and be like, where the hell is this guy opening positions for like $2-3? Because this is when I look at some of these assets with you guys. I could look and say, you know what, I don't like this, and I'm not gonna trade it, right? So I could look with all of my experience, I could say, and I could actually go through all of them and find a good reason not to trade them, right? So we got some of them that came down from 92 to 84, 82. No, not euro dollar. Okay, we're not trading that today, right? So this is something that's important to understand. Um, I am able to wait until tomorrow, or I am able to wait until the situation is in a particular fashion where I would open in technical analysis a position for like $50 as a first step martingale, or $100. That would be okay, but because of this is a stream live right now, I am pressured to kind of show you certain situations, even if my, not necessarily gut feeling, but even if the situation is not perfect, I'm still going to open, and once again, I'm showing you that even with a 50-50 success rate, you should still be able to make money, and 2, 3, 4, 5% on a daily basis is going to turn into something incredible at the end of the month. Right? This is very, very important to anybody that's going to be watching this video later or now. All right, so what do we got? We got a kind of interesting situation. We got an all-time low in the past 5 hours, right? We're looking at 5 hours worth of data with 1 minute candles, and this is the lowest volatility, but that's usually something that, right before a big rise. All right, so also, maybe something we got the ADX already dropped to 17%, so there is absolutely no momentum, right? No inertia, I should say, to this particular movement. And so, what do we got? I would actually, be kind of curious to see if we got, how far down we can go. And yeah, we can go much lower. This was, as the lowest point is 32.93. And we got 35.58. So yeah, we could actually go much, much lower. This was 15 hours worth of data on the screen right now, and approximately. So where are the next levels of support where this asset could drop down to? So from here, right, where is it going to go? I would say somewhere around here. Right, so it does definitely has it has potential to go low. With 3 minute candles time intervals, we're actually having a buy signal right now, right, happening right now, but the volatility is pitifully low, and we got both positive and negative DIs, our directional indexes are, kind of lackluster. There's not really any direction here. So that's why, as I mentioned, I would probably wait a little bit to see on this market. But because we're live, because I have to show you the signals, right? What did I say, right? Boom, boom, boom. There is a tendency that it should be going upwards. All right, so we actually do have a starting of a buy signal. We got a fractal on this one, said buy. On this candle, we got a parabolic switching. So you know what? I'll take it. And we got the MACD line and the signal line looking like they're about to cross. And 4 green bars. We got shaft here forever, right? So I would say that I'm going to take a few positions going upwards for a little bit. All right. So, and again, coming back to the fact that I'm not opening ridiculous positions to kind of flash around my knowledge, technical analysis, There is significantly less chance of being right than in fundamental analysis. All right, so we need to remember that. That's that's kind of like a one thing, very important thing. And we need to also remember that not everybody follows the rules, right? Not everybody follows the rules, and I am not, I don't like the word trader. I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. And if you take $1,000 and you put it in a savings bank at your, at your local, your go-to bank, they might give you like, I don't know, depending on where you are. In Russia, it's like 15%. In America, it might be like 5%, but it's yearly. So when you divide this into, right, so it's like 5% on $1,000. So you divide, you actually multiply $1,000 by 0.05, and that's what you would get, and or divide that by 12, and then multiply that by the number, by the amount that you're investing, and you would actually see that it's a very small amount, right, that you would get on the monthly basis. When you divide that into daily, on the daily basis, it's actually something that you would see that $2, $3, $4, $5 that we are kind of playing around with right now is actually quite significant. All right, so and I entered at the wrong spot. God damn it again. Yakking, and I always prove my wife right. She always, man, she says some wise things. She keeps telling me that I can't walk and talk at the same time, so I should really focus on one thing or the other. So if I entered at the position exactly where the candle started, and as I mentioned, I do believe it's going to be going up a little bit. We got all of the signals showing that it should. I would have been in a better position than I am right now. So I'm not an trader. I'm an investor. I'm okay with getting like a few cents on the dollar because I know that throughout the month, throughout 2 or 3 months, it's actually going to add up to something quite nice. And this Thursday, we're going to have a bunch of PMIs, right? Don't forget, Thursday 24th, we got the German, French manufacturing and services PMIs at 10:05 or 10:15. Then 15 minutes later, Germany's releasing. Then, about an hour after, we got the GBP. And I'll leave you guys about here right after this statistic. But there's also going to be the manufacturing and services PMIs for United States a bit later, so you should be able to take advantage of that on your own. You're going to see how it works in the first and the second and the third example, and then you're going to be able to kind of take advantage. And here I am going to open a few positions for a couple of $100. Right, so there we go. Now we got this, kind of breakout. We rode this up until here, and then I said I should probably wait to see. Good move, and there we go. We got a buy signal actually here in SHAF. We got a buy signal in MACD. It crossed the zero line, but we got the volatility that's a little bit, it's kind of in the middle. So we could theoretically continue with a buy position. Let's take one here. Let's see what we got. But it's still below the moving average, right? So it came out, it came back in. So it's in the it's in a happy place inside the channel. But it's still below the central moving average. We understand that while it's below, you keep selling. Once it crosses above, well, you keep buying. So there was a cross. Look at that. There was a cross, but now everything's going sideways, right? So probably I will not open the, second step martingale here. Probably going to have to wait a little bit to see what's going on. So it seems like, there's a bit bullish dominance. Should I go for the next one for the buy? We got a fractal saying down. We got SHAF reversing. We got MACD kind of losing the inertia here. Volatility is super low. So I don't know. I don't think that I would want to. Let's take a look at the other ones. What do we got here? What is going on here? All right, not really. Divination is like super high here, right? And let's actually lower it maybe. Yeah, it doesn't lower. Wait a second. It doesn't lower. Lower than 0.01. Alright, so got like a really weird feeling. I think that this is it, right? Yeah, wow. Okay, maybe something is off. Um, hmm. All right, Euro TRC. Let's skip this one. Let's go to Euro JPY. Yeah, we got the other side of the extreme here. All right, let's increase it. There we go to catch, kind of to see if well, it looks about right. All right, now let's go back again to 1 minute candles. Actually, there we go. All right, so depending on the time intervals, obviously this is something that we need to factor in. All right, there we go. I think that looks about right. Right, for majority part, right? So once again, you adjust it to see really if it should be touching, the bottoms touch this level. Maybe I would increase it just a little bit more. But here it broke out and it stayed above, right? There's a buy signal here with MACD, with shaft, with parabolic and fractal, and yeah, everything kept going upwards very, very nicely. So let's see, here it's, no, I would say that it's about right. All right, I probably would want to lower it. Maybe just buy one more. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, so we got a crossing. We got sell signals across the board with starting. Now it's a little premature, right? So we got fractal on this one. There it is. We got crossing of the moving average. We got shaft that's rounding out. I don't know if you can see. We got a MACD line and signal line crossing here. Right, so we're almost, right? So there we go. Depending on this candle will decide if this is something that we're going to take now or later. Volatility, though, is low. It's very low. So the candle should be relatively small. All right, so let's wait a little bit. But that was exciting moment, and considering there was crap load of red bars right here, but we didn't really peak, so there's no momentum to this movement, right? Even if the kind of goes down, it's not going to go down forever, because what we're looking at right now is 15%, and we're considering that there could be a trend when it's 20% and higher. All right, so let's wait. I mean, but I think that we're in the right place. We just need to be patient a little bit. And meanwhile, if anybody's got any questions, comments, concerns, do feel free to ask about this or anything else that might be on your mind. All right, so we're still straddling the moving average. So it goes below, goes above, goes below. We do have kind of like if we draw. Right, if we draw our support level, we do have a 2-point contact right here, and we do have what we would call an ascending right-hand triangle, right, ascending triangle potential. All right, so it's going up, it reaches a particular level, bounces down. It reaches up, reaches that level again, bounces down, bounces down, but a little bit lower. Or I'm sorry, not as low. Then reaches up, bounces down, not as low still. So there is kind of like an incline. Actually, I should say it more like this right here, right? There we go. So, but it seems like it's straddling this particular level. It doesn't want to break this resistance level, right? There it is. So the nearest resistance point, boom, came back down, boom, came back down, boom, came back down, boom, came back down. So we could look at two of them as one's right here and one a little bit that's not really completed yet right there. But we got everything else pointing that it should be going down instead of up. So also a bit mixed signals right here. So see, once again, because of the stream, because I kind of have to take some positions, I would probably do this with you guys even when I'm not in full agreement with what's going on. Right, so we did lose a $3 or $2, right? So we're opening on 3, we're loading up the next minute, and we're loading up to 750. All right, so it looks like it should be going down. We got the crossing of the MACD. We got the crossing of the DIs, we got the volatility rising, we got parabolic on top, we finally got the drop on the moving average. So I'm gonna, let's see where this goes. All right, we got a sell signal, we got a sell signal, we got the, crossing of the DIs, though we don't have a trend. Indicators that show that there might be a trend. All right, so there we go. ADX seems like it's rising a little bit, but it's still around 14, 13, 15, 13, 15%. We got the volatility that's not at its lowest, but certainly not really where we would want as well. So the following position for $3, and let's see if it's going to continue. All right, so I would almost want it to open right now, but I think that I'm gonna wait. Yeah. Always be patient. Here's the thing. This is my personal opinion, of course, but allow for the position to finish, right? Instead of opening two in the same expiration, and it shifts your keep blabbering again. It shifts your um, statistics significantly. Right, so if you open the position and you lose two positions in 1 minute, the probabilities of following candles will be affecting your maximum input, and well, essentially your balance is going to be at risk significantly differently. You'd be like, oh man, I opened a position for $18, but if I would have opened only one position instead of two on the previous candle, this time I would have been opening only for 750 instead of 18 plus, right? 1875 with the martingale that we're going with right now, right? So just be patient enough to allow for uh, for the the outcome to happen. All right, so now we got a different situation, right? We got a green bar, and we got shaft already below, so it could turn right around, and this could be considered a bounce back, right? So it broke through, but it didn't continue, right? So if I opened another position in this particular candle, I would have been at 750 right now instead of saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna maybe stop at this point, and I will. Pending this position, doesn't show me any other reason to continue to open a sell, I'm gonna stop right now. Right, so three, next one should be 750, and for the following minute. But as I mentioned, I'm pretty, cautious with regards to the volatility. Is super, super low. I think we won by the skin of our teeth here. I think it was like a pipette, if not even a pip. Right, so 086, and we got like 073. Yeah, I mean, this was like a pip here, so not really something that I think I would want to continue to test. All right, so let's stop with this, with Euro JPY. Let's go to, not sure why JPY keeps figuring here. All right, so we got envelopes. We go in and we start to adjust it a little bit to fit the majority of. Wow, it's actually quite big, right? Let's stop right here. Let's take a look into the past. Um, yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, look, right. It bounced, it bounced, it bounced, but once it broke through, it continued, came back in. Here it kind of was dancing with this situation. And sure, kind of like straddling the line, but yeah, it touched, it bounced, went back in. Here was a false breakout, bounced, so yeah, that looks about right. Broke through, stayed down here for a while. We got ADX showing with the negative DI that this was a good time to be part of this. All right, let's see what do we got here. There was a false breakout, I would say again. Um, Though we do have ADX and negative DI at like 27%. Volatility is relatively decent, somewhere in the middle, though we do have a buy situation happening right here with the MACD. So let's just see what the asset will be showing us. Yeah, we're going back in. Okay, so let's just maybe hang out here for a couple for like a minute or two. Seems like we don't have anybody in here at the moment. I do find that this, I can't live without support and resistance, though. I kind of choose to do this more traditional thing of putting up the lines myself, right? The trend lines and the channels and things like that. So this is something that actually I do enjoy doing myself. This is something that gives me a bit of satisfaction and maybe a weird sense of control that I'm the one that's setting these. Um, I would say that we got a little bit more an aggressive one right here. Alright, so this is why, this is another reason why I open small positions more often than not, because, something that I found out that works for me might not really be as exciting, for you guys. So, but I do have to show you everything that's available, all of the instruments that are at your disposal. Alright, I would say that, yeah, right here was that point, right? We got 1, we kind of have a 2, we got a 3, 4, and at this point right here, there might have been a potential for a breakout, right? With this, let's see if I can maybe change the color and thickness. There it is, right? So we got 1, 2, 3. I would say that once it broke through, I would have opened sell position right here, but, as you can see, it was actually, yeah, it was a decent idea, and ADX was going up, volatility is up, but as you can see, it started going sideways after this. So, anyways, just musings out loud. We got, okay, what do we got? We got this particular line, and we got this particular line as possible, kind of points. We got 1, we got 2, not a third. It's not confirmed, but we also see that for the past couple of minutes it's been going sideways as well. We could actually say that there is a upward, slightly upward movement kind of tendency. So I do start to, agree that the ADX or that the MACD right here should be, maybe testing this period either to break through and continue to go down much more aggressive, or to test this period right here and go up. So let's see once again, what the asset will be doing. But again, this is probably the situation where I would not be, trading if it were not for the stream, because there's too many conflicting signals. We got a parabolic saying down, we got below moving average, but we got kind of like a sideways upwards, lackluster thing from MACD. We got volatility that should be relatively decent with regards to size of the candles. Once again, no direction from negative or positive DIs. So even if I open the sell position based on parabolic, based on below the moving average, right? Let's actually kind of remove this so it doesn't confuse you. There we go. Below the moving average here, it does seem like it's bouncing from the bottom, the flexible support level. So we could be buying up, but there are signals showing that it should be going down as well. So it is primarily a downward channel, right? Since 2017. So it was going down, and right now it's for 48. So for 30 minutes, there's 30 candles here. It's been primarily going down. There's more red candles than green. Parabolic is still on top here. There was this one, quick switch and continuation. But now, from this particular negative movement, we are seeing this particular level of support, right? That it can't really seem to be breaching it. So that's why we got confusing signals. Yes, it's going down. Yes, parabolic is here. And Schaff is kind of also, below, saying that it's, still going down. It's not saying that it's reversing the trend, but it's about time as well. We also see that this particular resistance support level is been established much earlier. A couple of hours ago, this particular support level was established here as well, and kind of did this thing where it went back down, and it's seems like it's having tough time breaking through it. All right, that's why we, once again, need to take a look at the bigger picture. If it breaks through, once again, there could be a false breakout. We could look at slightly higher time interval. Right, there we go. So even if it breaks, okay, what do we got here? We actually here on a 3-minute candle, we do have a rise in ADX. It's just about 20 with a negative DI. We got the crossing over here with MACD, but it does look like it could have a bit of a pullback. Yeah, we have like a sell signal here from Shaft and MACD. But yeah, this is actually another thing that kind of confuses me, right? It's still, or it doesn't confuse me, but puts me on guard, is that ADX shows momentum enough that it's rising. We've got a 3-minute candle showing that, yeah, it's been going down for a while. It broke through the kind of like a breakout strategy from this point onward, right? We could see that it continues to go downward still. It's got an uprise in ADX, and I would believe that, yeah, it does have potential to continue to go down, like a breakout strategy. So I would say that while it's below this line right here, and yeah, now it seems like a little bit more clearer picture, that while it's below this line, it's going to continue to go downward. Well, once again, not really liking this. We could take a position or two downward still, but today being the first day that the markets are open after the weekend, still something tells me that the market is still lackluster. On Friday, Forex traders will close their positions, and I'll tell you why. As dark as it might, sound, just bear with me for the sake of an example. If I'm a Forex trader and I have like, I don't know, 10, 20 standard lots position open and the market is going in my favor, right? They're upwards for the dollar, right? So euro dollar is going down because dollar is gaining strength. And all of a sudden on the weekend, let's say, I don't know, the president, Donald Trump is not the young chicken. Let's say that the president is no more, right? Natural causes. And at that point, lots and lots of activity is going to happen going against the dollar. And on Monday, the market is going to open with a gap, with slippage. All right, so there's going to be so many pending trades and, sell, that there's going to be a massive disbalance between buying and selling, between supply and demand, and the market is going to open with a massive gap. You can't catch that. It's not going to be linearly. It's not going to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's going to go like, 100, plus 1,000. Right, so there's going to be that gap. So to avoid something that is not controlled over the weekend, the Forex traders will close their positions until Monday. And Monday they'll feel out the market. They'll kind of gauge, do some fundamental analysis and open positions. Maybe more conservative, for the first kind of startup. But on Tuesday, on Wednesday, there should be already more and more kind of things known, short term, mid term, maybe even long term. That's when the market picks up the activity, the liveliness. All right, so on Friday, the market slows down. On Monday, the market starts to wake up, but it's not really at full throttle, so to speak. So, all right, what do we got? We got the, ADX is ridiculously high, though the negative DI is still on the low side. I think that, yeah, maybe we'll take another position here. We'll probably call it quits for today. So, please understand, yeah, with regards to this indicator, it's very easy. You adjust it so that with the deviation, so that it touches, some of these points. You establish the support and resistance levels, and once it bounces back, chances are it's going to continue to bounce back. But if it breaks through, chances are it's going to continue to break through. All right, so you are looking at other indicator as well. We got peak volatility over here. There should be a really decent um, size candles. We do have a buy signal from Fractal. We got a crossing of the MACD and signal line. Yeah, actually, I would say that maybe I want to change my position. I should have done it a little bit sooner because actually right now I can lose both. All right, so it does seem like there is enough volatility. We got the crossing of the zero line. I'm probably would go for the fourth and final step is to think that if we're already risking the payout for the profitability for our entire day. We were doing it a little bit, on the conservative side. So what did we win here? 84 cents, $2, $4. Maybe we got like another dollar here, 5, 6, um, yeah, like 6, 7, maybe, like 2. And so yeah, we were already at the point where we're risking, yeah, wait a second, didn't really quite catch that. Did I, yeah, oh, yeah, right, there we go. I won 14.40, but I lost the $3 and the $2, right? So $5. So we're in profit overall for like $10. Granted, once again, as I mentioned, it's not something that is super exciting. But I've shown you, the new indicator. It's, support and resistance levels, but in a flexible format, which I think is actually quite helpful. And, when the markets behave, we can actually kind of ride this particular trend, ride the lightning or, find that unicorn. So, my dear friends, tomorrow we're going to continue our technical analysis until Thursday, where we're going to do our fundamental craziness. We make our good money there. So I will let you guys go right now, and I'll see you all tomorrow.